Hey Glamour and Sugaries, it's me, Cherry. Welcome to another episode. It's gonna be really exciting today. I hope that you caught my news last week. I'm on Hulu, Baker's Dozen. It's a baking competition and I'm in episode 6. So go right to episode 6 and you'll see what I'm doing. It's pretty exciting, pretty fun, but I can't tell you the outcome. You have to watch. In celebration of that Hulu episode and the premiere, I invited a few friends over who don't have Hulu and want to watch with me. We're making pizza today. So I'm going to show you how to make this really easy, simple pizza dough. All you need is a few ingredients. You will revel in how simple it is to make this, and you can use it instantly. You don't have to wait at all for it to rise. Is that cool or what? I almost forgot. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button down below, the thumbs up to like my video, and the notification bell so it'll notify you when I come out with a new one. I'm gonna go ahead and go over some of the other supplies that you can get optionally, but this will make your pizza really great. One of them is a baking stone, right in the oven. They make different kinds, but I got this really cool one. It's an Emile Henry, and I'll put the link below. And you just have to put it in there in a cold oven, and then put your oven to 450 degrees and allow it to heat with the oven, because you don't want to risk cracking it by putting it in a hot oven, changing the temp too fast. Now to roll out the dough, you're going to need this rolling pin, some extra flour if you have it. This is a fancy pizza peel. Yes, it's called a pizza peel. Yeah, a flat one, right, Dad? You can either make pizza or hit people over the head with it. No, just kidding. This helps you put the pizza in and out with no difficulty. But my secret is parchment paper. I put my pizza, I roll it right onto a piece of parchment, and I put the parchment on top of that pizza stone. That is the way I do it. I'll show you. Also, this is a world-class pizza cutter. This is that kind of thing where you take the pizza out and you do this.
Like a small
yeah, I'll show you. Oh yeah. Let's get into those ingredients. First, you want to prepare whatever it is you want to put on your pizza. These are all the veggies. We've got tomatoes, black olives, green onions, green peppers, and mushrooms. So believe it or not, you can use deli meat. I use honey ham because I love the taste of ham. It's real easy to pull apart. And then I also love pepperoni, but this is my way of being healthier. Turkey pepperoni, okay? I like ground turkey. Also, the secret to my sauce is you can start with any base. You can use Prego if you like, or any of the other sauces out there, and just doctor it up. That's one of my favorite things to do. It's a semi-homemade kind of thing. This one that I made is actually made with 2 cans of tomato sauce, and I added minced garlic to it, garlic powder, a little bit of garlic salt, oregano, and my secret ingredient is a little bit of sugar. It's got a little sweetness to it in the true Glamour and Sugar style. Well, that's fine and dandy, you say, Cherry, but how do I make the dough? You're gonna start off with, not this. This is after. You're gonna start out with 1.5 cups of water. Now, if you feel it, it's cold, right? You have to get this water warm. So go ahead and warm it up for about 30 to 40 seconds. That amount of time will get it to a lukewarm temperature and help the yeast to grab onto the sugar we're gonna put on it and blossom or bloom. What is lukewarm water? How can you tell without a temperature? Just stick your finger in it, and if it's just warm enough when you put it in, that's perfect. You don't want it to be hot or too hard to put your finger in. Oops. Now we're gonna talk yeast. There's a bunch of different yeasts out there, probably a ton that I don't know about. but these are the two that are available at the grocery store. Rapid Rise Instant Yeast, Fast Acting. And this one is the original, Active Dry Yeast Original, which means it takes a little bit more time than a fast acting. The fast acting is usually you use it right away. This original active dry takes about an hour for it to develop the fermentation in the dough and help it to rise. In this case, I am using the fast acting yeast. And what you want to do to this 1.5 cups of warm water is add half a package of the yeast, or about 2 teaspoons. And I totally recommend that you do not rip this package open with your fingers. You will get yeast all over the place, in your hair, in your fingers, and everything. Cut it open very nicely and then allow the yeast to dive in. And then what you want to do is take your 1 teaspoon of sugar, granulated sugar, and just go ahead and add it to that. And take your spoon and let them all swim together. Check it out. This is actually, we're testing to see if the yeast is active. Make sure to check the date on your package. That's one thing to make sure that your yeast is working. Then, if you can see, look, it's already grabbing onto that sugar and creating bubbles. That's what we want. What do we do now? Well, we let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. 5 minutes is okay. You will see a tremendous amount of bubbles forming if this yeast is good. Okay, so I got 4 cups of flour here. And if you didn't bother to sift it, which sometimes I don't, you just want to make sure that you break up any lumps. But I set aside a half a cup of the 4 cups. So there's really about 3.5 in here. The reason is because we want to make sure we don't add too much flour to the dough all at once, because then we're gonna have to add water to soften it, and we don't want to do that. So we're gonna add the flour as we need, and I'll show you why. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. Word of caution, do not add the salt to the yeast. It kills yeast. Pour the yeast and water mixture in. And then if you want to just get started, you can mix it with a spoon, and it starts to come together really nicely. Before you get your hands in there, this helps a lot. You're gonna have a silicone or a nonstick work surface. Put a little bit of flour on that surface, and then you're gonna turn out your dough right onto that mat. So I like to put a little bit of flour on my hands, and then we're just gonna press and push. Press and push. And just fold over and do my favorite kneading method, back, forth, and forth. You may have to keep adding just a little bit more flour until you feel that the stickiness is pretty much mostly gone. You can go ahead and wash your hands in between too. It helps, you know, it helps. Now you can just kind of form it into a dough ball shape, like that. This is the point where you take a little oil and you put it in the bowl, and you spread it around the bowl like that, and put it in your bowl, like that. And that'll sit there and do its thing while you get your other ingredients ready. Wow, look how pretty it is! Onto your counter, and you can take a knife and cut it into portions, roughly equal pieces there. And just kind of set them aside like that. And then take your parchment paper, and all you have to do is, I like to form it into, you know, kind of similar to the shape I'm gonna do. So I'm doing like an oval. Roll it and flatten the pizza dough out. And at the same time, you're actually taking all the air bubbles out of it. This crust is really versatile. You can roll it to a thin crust like I'm doing, or create a thicker crust. There we go. See how thin that is? Cool, right? Here's my trick to a really yummy crust. Take olive oil and brush it all over. Just a light brushing. And then take your garlic salt, or whatever spices you want and just gently sprinkle it over. Then you're gonna take your pizza sauce, scoop it onto there, and spread it out. I love making red sauce and white sauce. I just use a ready-made ranch for my white sauce. You can use any cheese you want, obviously. This is mozzarella. It helps if it's not too thin. Don't get the finely shredded mozzarella. Why? Because it's going to burn in the oven when it cooks. This is at a high heat. So put the cheese down first. All over. Look at this. This turkey pepperoni actually tastes really good. The kids love it. Insert the pizza peel underneath it so that you already have a support. And then we can put some olives. Ooh. Thank you. Very tasty. Extra tomatoes. And we'll put green peppers for that beautiful color. Mushroom. Everything. Okay, this is an everything pizza for my dad. We'll put a little green onion on there. Yeah, onion is super key. I forgot the garlic. Okay, you do need to sprinkle a little bit of garlic on there. Well, first of all, look at this beautiful pizza, right? In our case, since we have this parchment, you can actually load up your pizza. Now that's a cool thing. So put it on the center, be very careful. On the center of your pizza stone there. And it'll take anywhere from about 13 to 16 minutes, depending on how you like your pizza. I like it so there's a crispy crust, but there's a chew in the middle. So that's my favorite kind. Does that look homemade?
That looks great.
Yeah, my goal is artisan pizza. I just want to achieve the same level that I see in some of the restaurants out there nowadays. So hopefully we can, you know, achieve that. Here's that pizza peel. We're gonna see if it has a nice, yummy, crunchy crust. Ooh, can you hear that? I like to cut it actually in triangles this way. Woo! It's hot, it's crispy. All right, take a close look. Here, I'll show you one up close. Here's the bottom there, a little bit brown. And then there's the front. And it's too hot for me to eat right now. We're gonna let it cool just for a minute. But just look at that. That gives you that crunchy exterior and that chewy inside. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to try. Oh my gosh, okay, here we go. Want some, Dad? Yeah, you're gonna get a piece. I can't explain it. You just have to try it. It's yummy, it's crunchy, and you can put anything you want on it. So enjoy. The flavor is out of this world. The crust, oh my gosh. Trust me, your family will definitely love this recipe, and they're gonna ask you to make it too much. Maybe you don't wanna make it that much. Just keep it to yourself. Thank you, Glamour and Cherries, for joining me. You know I had an awesome time hanging out with you and making yummy, yummy pizzas. If you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, the thumbs up to like my video, and don't forget to please share this video with your family and friends. I appreciate you joining me, and I will see you again next time. Bye.